central side of the palace of the Great Priestess Gokui, where the battle between Whis and Vados is taking place, next to the Great Priestess. At that moment, Whis says,
"It seems that time is passing by and I'm getting weaker. It seems that fighting the High Priestess is really something complicated. Our powers are practically equal to the High Priest's. Was it a good thing? A good idea that I came to challenge you, just the two of us, sis?"
Vados is also tired and says,
"It seems that for a moment I thought we could win, brother. But looking at it like this, no matter how many hits she takes, she has not weakened. No matter how annoying she is, she still has very high power. What do you think we should do now?"
At this moment, Whis says,
"Maybe it is time for our last resort."
Gokui appears in front of Whis and launches a large blast of energy at the two. Whis says,
"Damn it, not a chance."
Zarama watches and speaks. Weren't those the two angels who were going to solve the whole situation? Now it looks like that they're totally weakened. This gets to be funny. Whis creates a great celestial energy and says,
"Now you two are gone!"
Gokui starts laughing and speaks.
"Do you still have the courage to say that? Are you barely hanging on your feet and think you can beat someone right now?"
Gokui begins to recover even more of his energy and launches a huge attack, preventing the barrier that Whis had created. Gokui steps in front of Whis and says,
"Your end has come, Whis."
Vados goes in front of Whis and receives the attack in full power, being thrown directly to the ground. Whis says,
"Vados, no!"
At that moment, Gokui looks over and says,
"You two get along so well, isn't it? One wanting to protect the other since childhood. I seem to remember it like it was yesterday, when you two alone as children tried to fight against me, saying that one day you would still overcome me." Oh, you believe too much in that angelic force, but you have never had so much energy in battle. Martial arts sometimes speak much more than anything else, but I confess that you entertained me for a long time. But I don't have any more time to waste with you two here.
At this point, Whis says,
"It looks like the end has come, isn't it, sister? At least we managed to save time. After all, there's still Zarama around here. The god of Super Dragon Balls next to Gokui made things even more complicated."
Gokui creates a large sphere of energy and launches it at Whis and Vados. Gokui says,
"Now it's the end of the line for the two of you."
When the blast of energy was about to be released on Whis and Vados, a voice appears and says,
"Angelic, Kamehameha!"
At that moment, Gokui speaks.
"What? Impossible!"
Saiyan and angelic energy similar to Gon arises. At that moment, a voice comes up and says,
"Phew! Looks like I come here just in time, Mr. Whis. My body was all broken. I confess that this palace looks like more like a labyrinth. But when I could see a great energy being emitted, I understood that it was you who were here. They must be pretty strong."
At that moment, Goku arrives at the center of the palace of the Great Priestess Gokui. Rama, who had his eyes closed, opened his eyes and says, "Oh, looks like an unusual visit just arrived. So does that mean Kai was defeated by this guy?" This is starting to get interesting.
Hey, how's it going? Just here to remind you to click the like button, subscribe here to the channel so you don't miss any videos and stay well inside our entire universe of Dragon Ball. Without further ado, let's go back to the point.
Goku finally arrives at the central celestial palace of the High Priestess Gokui. Goku for the first time comes face to face with Gokui. Goku says, "So you're the famous High Priestess Gokui, who's creating all this war, right? I can feel a fantastic energy inside of you." Whis and Vados watch. Whis says,
"Oh, Lord Goku, I am very happy that you are here. But do you think you have enough powers to fight the Mother of Angels? Someone that it's not even me and Vados together can do something.
At that moment, Goku says, I really don't know, Mr. Whis, but after I managed to talk to Vados-san from the other timelines, it seems that my angelic powers are starting to emerge. Vados starts watching Goku and says,
I don't know what he's talking about.
Vados from another timeline, Whis says. And what point did that happen? Goku says, I found out about the whole truth of Gon, and I know how the great Mother of Angels got here. It was the fault of Gon's birth, wasn't it? You wanted Gon so that the ceiling of his powers could be opened. The great priest from the other timeline explained everything to me, and they trusted us to be able to finish you off. At that moment, Sakai observes and speaks.
Huh? How do you know all of this? It's not possible. How is this happening? It doesn't make any sense.
Zerama watches and says, It means that a reality in another timeline ended up being created, and with that the whole essence of Sakai and the whole essence of other warriors was brought. I confess that this is fascinating, but I still hope that you know what you're doing. No decision or thought is going to change what I'm about to do. I am the one who chooses here. I am the one who dictates the rules. I am the one who does everything. So, you need to realize now that you will be defeated, Son Goku. Goku at that moment activates his angelic Super Saiyan transformation, making his Ultra Instinct high, and his body turns blue, the color of an angel. Sakai watches and says, I thought only Gon was capable of realizing this power. So does that mean that we have Goku here with that energy? It's quite fascinating! Goku raises his power more and more and speaks. Shall we begin? Goku versus Sakai. Meanwhile, in the empty dimension, Gon opens his eyes and says,
What? Is my body in pieces? What's happening to me? It seems like not long ago I was betrayed by Sakai and my body couldn't stand on its own. But it seems that, like now, I feel the energy. An energy coming over here, Marino.
Zaiku's energy that was gone from another timeline unites with his body. At that moment, Gon opens his eyes and starts to smile, saying,
This power is incredible! What's happening to me seems like I'm getting stronger every time. Every second. This power is so high that it can even drive me crazy.
Gon, with his ever higher energy, says,
I think I've been chosen to wipe them all out.
At that moment, a voice comes clapping and says, Fantastic! Marvelous! I always expected this from you. Now everything will be perfect. Well done, boy. Let's teach them all a lesson and those who made you fall. Who's talking to Gon? To be continued. And then, my partner, what do you believe it's going to happen after all of this? Regardless of what it is more than important that you arrive exposing it in your comments so that we can answer to that crazy debate. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe here to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss any videos. And that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.